Stop. How are you, my fellow friends? Are you okay? I mean, are you really okay? I know, some of you might want to say I'm fine, but you know that it is untrue. Indeed, you are in pain, but you don't know how to express it. So now, it is time for us to stop saying that we are okay when we are actually not. It is time for us to understand human nature better. It is time for us to understand ourselves better. Because surprisingly, we need stress in our lives. We need stress to thrive. Stress, anxiety, and depression are closely related to one another. In fact, we can't really separate one from the other, just like any other aspect of ourselves. Before we dive in a little deeper, hi and Assalamualaikum everyone, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. Proudly representing Something Tengkuang Puan Jemaah, and my name is Sara Aiesya Binti Saiful Ezuan. This very glorious day, it is a pleasure for me knowing that we share the same passion together, and that is reading. These are 5 books that I would love to share with you. First one, Tenggelamnya Kapal Vanderwich, written by the most famous author, Hamka, and his writings will never cease to amaze me. He did a very good job portraying his very own culture in such a dramatic way. Secondly, Divine Blessings. Just in one sitting, I completed a book that teaches me the meaning of true friendship. It is true after all. It is easy to give up when one is drowning in hardships, but there are divine blessings in life if one seeks them with the eyes of mercy and gratitude. Next, Will You Stay? Another series from an award-winning author, Nurhausa Hamid, takes us on a journey of Amy and her struggles, introduces the Islamic concept of tawakal and the beauty behind it. One of my favorite, Making Art Out of Pain, non-fiction literature that helps me to be strong, to face a beautiful pace. As I may quote, the answer sometimes is neither going for more nor less, but going for simplicity, a balance between what we need and what we want, and what space to hold empty. Dear fellow friends, being a psychologist has always been my dream to achieve for. I strongly believe that humans are unique in its own way. We are created equally different, to complete each other, to appreciate more. However, some of us were created differently different. Mentally ill people are often stigmatized as weak, crazy, or even peculiar, but they aren't. Both Aymans and are psychology graduates, the author of this very interesting masterpiece, An Adventure of Learning Human Nature, contains 194 pages. It centers on understanding the silent struggle of stress, anxiety, and depression. Through the very first chapter, it helps me broaden out my horizon, expanding my concept of stress. Stress in its simplest form is any demand that the body faces. That demand can be physical, emotional, or intellectual. If you feel that your surrounding is demanding something of you, you will feel the stress. By that definition, stress is neither good nor bad. It's just a fact of life. It exists and does not go away. In fact, we should not ask for it to go away. Why? Because its existence has a very important function. The demand that leads you to feel the stress will trigger you to shift into action mode, or psychologically speaking, fight or flight responses. Now that is the benefit of stress. You do actually need it. Having said that, it does provide us with a different perspective of stress. I have learned that it is crucial improving our mental resilience so that our mental can face more stressful thoughts, knows how to be strong against it, and be perfectly in control on how to return to the original state when undergoing the crisis. Many of us, including me myself, when challenges occur, we are most likely to distract ourselves and run away from it just because we don't want to feel bad from it. Instead, we have to acknowledge the feeling, process it wisely, and then proceed with rationalizing it. But don't take too long, as you might fall into a loop of distraction when you overstay with the emotion. Moving on to the next chapter, anxiety. I guess we all have experienced the same feeling at least once. We all share the same fear that we struggle to endure with in our daily lives, which the fear of failure. We have never realized that actually the fear of failure becomes so strong that it feels like the failure has manifested itself in the present moment and has broken us down. The thing is, the failure isn't here, but it feels like it's here. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is anxiety. As you all might have heard from Seth Godin, I define anxiety as experiencing failure in advance. It's a feeling, and the feeling is enough to affect the stage of our being. It can paralyze us from doing the things that we need to do, or even the things that we want to do. For all of those out there, we need to break the chain. We need to change the norm. Anxiety and depression are not signs of weaknesses. Never was and never will be. Remember, the key is to accept. Accept that we are human beings with feelings. Accept that if we are ever not okay, it's okay to do so. And that's all from me. Thank you very much